Good morning, champions. Coach Tina here. Woo woo. It is day 3 of our masterclass for April. And I hope you're as excited as I am about, I'm going to take the starting soon off because we are starting right now, about our masterclass for April. If you are watching live or catching the replay, please put hashtag live or hashtag replay in the comments so that we can catch this later. I'll know who's watching, and more people will be alerted the more you comment and put some love on this post. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate each of you for watching for sure. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into my PowerPoint today, and we are going to get day 3 under our belt. I know you don't want to miss it. All right, let us proceed. This is the How to Grow in Your Field 3-day masterclass, and it is exclusive in the Empowering Champions community with all of our fun beginning of the month programming. I hope you will enjoy it and are taking this information to help you grow what we are calling your field. So the first day we talked about planting your seeds of greatness. Then we prepared our soil by reminding ourselves that we are good soil. And then today we are talking about the growth that happens from germination all the way to the fruits. And so today's theme is about nature, about what's normal. And, you know, when you plant a seed knows what it's meant to be, and it grows into what's been programmed into it. I like to believe that that is also true of us, and why we may question, what am I supposed to do, or so on. Everything is within us. Everything we need is right there, ready to grow into all that we're meant to be, into our fullness, full expression of who we're meant to be. So the outcome of today's session is that you will be able to measure so that you know how much you have grown in your field, okay? So it's called Gathering the Harvest, and in my mind, I have this picture of this basket, and we're out at the apple tree, and we're bringing down the fruit, and we're filling our basket. And so that's a measure. How many bushels of apples will you be getting at the end of the season? And, you know, it's interesting to talk about them like a season too. We got to think about that. But I want us to define that outcome so that we can measure it. Because when we know, it's not just a lot of apples. It's, I got this much. And we know that we're starting with 1 bushel at a time. So we're gonna keep that thought in our mind as we talk about field. Now, field can mean many different things depending on your personal situation. So many of us have a career or a job, a paycheck that we have, and that's what takes up the majority of our time. And that's wonderful. I had a career for many, many years that I loved and developed and enjoyed. Not everybody feels that way. And then a lot of people that feel that way will start a business. They'll have some creative desire that becomes something different, and they get paid to do the thing that they are good at or that they love. And that's where passion comes in. So like maybe you're not even making money with your business, but you have a passion. You have a passion to support and help and nurture, encourage, whatever that is your field. The thing that you do the most really translates into your field. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I see Margaret is here, and she's thanking us. And I've got hashtag live on there still. Margaret was complying. And then let's go ahead and we'll just take those off because we don't need them right now, huh? I'm doing a quick review of what we've covered so far. And so we talked about our greatness. Greatness is a theme in our community. I empower champions to their greatness. And we talked about the seeds of greatness on day 1. We talked about your talents, your desires, and your skills, and how they all mesh together to create you, the uniquely one-of-a-kind you. And so when you get clear on all of those things, you will start to understand more about your purpose and you will have clarity moving forward. Or that's the hope. And if you're not there yet, feel free to message me and we can get you closer to where you're meant to go. Because, like I was saying, you are good soil. You are the proving ground for all that you're meant to be. And sure, sometimes we need to till the soil a little bit, maybe add some fertilizer, nutrients, nourishment, but at the root, you are everything you need to be. So we talked a little bit about life cycle, and I thought it would be important to note that that little acorn that comes out on the tree, which it takes a couple of years for the acorns to actually grow and mature on the tree. And then when they get planted, they become a little sapling. Well, it's considered a sapling for the first 1 to 3 years. And then the oak tree, it takes 4 to 20 years for the oak tree to have the girth and the height that it needs to produce acorns, right? And it can live hundreds of years. It has a maturity area of like, I think the most producing is the years 20 to 40. And then after 40, it's more of a, I think it's after 80, it's more of the stabilized tree that just grows and grows and grows. Not as many acorns, right? How like that is us in a sense. But that little acorn, from that little acorn, an oak tree grows, right? How amazing is that? And so in our cycle, we might still be that little acorn for now, holding all of that stuff inside of us that's going to pop and become an oak tree one day. Or maybe you're in the sapling phase and you don't feel very strong. You don't feel very productive. All those things are going on. And yet, right? And yet. So you don't know what's coming down the pipeline. You don't know where you're going next or what your life cycle looks like. But don't think that it's you've run out of time or be mad at yourself because you're still a little acorn. And we talked about growth in that first day. We talked about what kind of growth are you wanting? But now, based on all the things we've talked about so far, what I'm wondering is, how can growth show up in these areas? So I'm going to go through them one by one and just kind of think about the, I'm going to take that banner off. I didn't mean to have it be up there the whole time. We're going to think about each of the types of growth. So what we want to do is think about money. Okay. So if we want money, we have to plant more money trees, right? But we have to do the activities that make money. So if you want more clients, people to buy your thing, then you have to get in front of more people and tell them that you sell a thing. There's a connection there, right? And it's a connection that a lot of times we just expect there to be magic. I sell a product, therefore I should be making money, because unfortunately that's what a lot of like MLMs and so on tout, or even the quickie business fix challenges you can get into or whatever. They make it sound like you buy my product and you're going to instantly make money. Well, there's a time period between that acorn and that oak tree, right? There's some development. There's some working in the field that has to happen, the toiling of you working on that soil in order to make that happen. And so what you need to do, we've kind of said, okay, this is what business I'm really in. This is the people that I help, the problem that I solve. So now how can you solve more problems to make more money? How can you be more efficient? How can you help more people? And that's the next one, right? The more people you help, naturally, the more you will grow, whether it's word of mouth, whether it's just because, like, let's say you only have so much time in a day. We all have that problem. But now you go to group coaching, and now you can hit 10, 12 people at a time versus just one at a time. And while you might make less per person, you make more overall, which allows you to keep expanding in what they call scale. So the more you help, the more you will grow. And the more skills you have. I love the concept of improving your skills because, like right now, it may not make sense that you're gaining a skill. But what happens when you have a lot of skills is when the opportunity presents itself, you can step in. And that has always proved itself well for me that because I was strong in this area or that area, not only did I have the confidence, but with that skill set, I was able to step into something that might have been out of my reach without that skill. So it's exciting to follow the opportunity when you have the skill set behind you. So this is why they say it's so important to invest in yourself because no one can take your skill set away from you. You will always have that set of skills within you that you can share with the world. So improving your skills is key and definitely an area that you want to be focused on. Now, if you want to reach a higher level, what does that actually mean? First of all, you got to define it. So like, what level are you at and what level do you want to be at? And when you have that defined, then you know what it's going to take to get there. You can apply this to all areas, not just your business, but definitely it's easy. I believe that the physical goals that we make help us with the discipline of the other goals we need to do. So if you want to walk more steps, that's a higher level, right? So you take where you are now and then where you want to be. And I know the first time I said that I was going to do a walking goal, I wanted to walk 10,000 steps, but I was walking like 2,000 a day. And that was a big, like the first time I tried to walk 10, I failed. And that was disappointing. And it took me a while. So I just kept going back at it and going, how can I do this? Well, I mapped it out over the course of like 3 months. How could I increase a little bit each time? Well, that was great, except I started noticing when I got closer to 10, it was really hard to keep that if I tried to do it all at once. Like if I just said, when I get home from work, I'm going to walk my 10,000 steps. Well, that was a lot of walking. So then I was able to say, like, what if I walk a little bit in the morning, a little bit in the afternoon, and then finish up in the evening? And that made it manageable. And so I started realizing that's the same thing we do with all types of levels, is we need to break it into those manageable parts that allow us to meet the goal that we want. All right. Okay. And then the next thing we have is become more important. If that's the kind of growth that you're looking for, same as above, you need to decide what being more important looks like to you. If significance is of importance to you, this is what influencers really work towards, is that notoriety, that number of people that are following them and so on. And again, put a measurement type to it. If that's important to you, that you have so many people liking your post or doing this or that, then make those measurements a key metric for you. And in order to be more important, you have to do more important things, right? Like in the Spider-Man thing, with much power comes much responsibility. So the same thing happens. If you want to be important, then you have to be contributing at a higher level in order to become that important person. So keep that in mind. And then what about growing in your area of satisfaction? Well, interestingly enough, when you discover that what is inside of you is what's going to make you satisfied, and you stop trying to get the external part of your world to satisfy you, you will have a huge shift in perspective of life. And that's where the satisfaction will come from. It's you having that growth. It's you creating that progress. It's you deciding to live in a beautiful state and be happy with everything that you have, the way it is presenting itself right now in all of its humanness. Because a lot of times it doesn't look the way we want it to. But when we focus on the gratitude behind it, when we see the little things in the big things, then we can have that inner satisfaction that will carry us through our life. So I'm going to apologize here, but my nose is starting to run. Okay. So the harvest. we're going to do a little visualization here, and we're going to be thinking about the fruits that you are able to produce. And so I just want you to kind of settle in, maybe do a stretch. Oh, Tony has a power move that he likes you to make. So you make your move and you say, yes, yes, yes. Okay, that's one of the quickest ways for me to get in state. And then in a position of just total release, allow yourself to take a big, deep breath in. And a big, deep breath out. On the in breath, you have this great belief that you are bringing in all that you need. And on the out breath, you're just releasing everything that does not serve you anymore. Releasing all tension, releasing all negative, limiting beliefs, all the things that aren't what you need them to be. Oh, and as you're doing your breathing, I want you to imagine that you are, first of all, breathing in through your heart. Take those breaths, kind of slowly transfer them as the breaths go up and down your body. Bring all that energy into your center, into your core, into the thick of you. And allow that to settle in your heart. And let it kind of radiate out of you, impacting your surroundings. The atmosphere is changing because of you and the energy that you are creating from within. I like to say that I am a bubbling brook of joy, and that the joy just comes up and just creates this little bubble of joy that streams down through me. And I want you to imagine that you are standing in your field, because you are outstanding in your field. And I want you to feel this atmospheric shift, this belief that you are where you're meant to be. I want you to own your space. I want you to imagine those boundary lines that we talked about in front of you, to the side of you, and behind you, creating a space that is safe for you, that contains all of who you are and who you are meant to be. This is your playground. This is your garden of greatness. And as you're standing on this dirt, your bare feet are in the soil, on the ground, and you are grounding yourself. This is the true meaning of grounding. You are in touch with the earth, taking in its energy, letting it surge up all the way to the top of your head, and then letting that energy come back down through you, through the soles of your feet, into the ground, like you're creating a root. You are grounding yourself. Grounding stabilizes you. It helps you with clarity. It helps you with purpose and firmness of stance. Okay? When you stand for what's important to you, you gain a strength. Just like that sapling growing over the years, it widens out. It gets stronger. It can resist the wind and the disease and all the things that are happening. So feel yourself getting stronger and stronger. The energy of the earth radiating through you, through the soil, into who you are and who you are meant to be. Let that energy flow all the way up into the sky. Oh, and then bring it back down, and we'll center it in the heart again. I want you to imagine that you have planted a magic seed, a seed. Think of Jack and the Beanstalk, given 3 seeds to grow that beautiful stalk up into the heavens, right? We don't know what that was really about. And when you plant the first seed, this is the seed that you are going to grow this month. This is something important to you that you know will change your life if you get the fruits from this. And as you plant that seed, as you nurture the soil around you, the seed is going to start to grow. And I want you to see a little movie in your mind. Imagine the leaves coming out on this, and each leaf is a scene or a task or a benefit that you're going to get from growth in this area of your life. And it's a fast-moving movie. It's going to go quickly, and before you know it, it's blossoming, and the beautiful fruit comes out. And you see that fruit, and I want you to reach out and grab that fruit, and you have in your arms this big, beautiful basket right centered around your heart. And you're going to take that fruit, you're going to hold it in your hand, and you're going to exclaim, "Oh my gosh, this is beautiful." See that future that is possible for you, the fruit of your labor, and I want you to put it into the basket. And then I want you to grab another seed, and I want you to plant it and nurture it and work the soil and see it start to grow, see it start to leaf out, become bigger and bigger and stronger, producing the end result that only you know about, that only you can see. Allow yourself to have some moments with that. Watch that movie of all that's possible just in this month and what that's going to do for you down the line. And as the fruits start to pop out all over, big smile on your face, wonder, like the amazement of life and the cycles and what happens. And I want you to just grab that beautiful fruit, full and mature and ripe, and it's going to taste so good. And you're just going to take it and you're going to start filling them in your basket. You're going to have even more. Each piece, you're just bringing it into your heart and then put it into that basket. Grab a piece, put it in your basket. Your basket is almost full. And then we're going to take one more seed, the magic seed. This one is so important. And you're going to put it in the ground. You're going to do all the magic that needs to happen, the work, the effort to make the progress you're looking for. And we're going to take that and watch it grow and see those leaves, see it expand, see the wild growth that you never expected. See the fruits growing on it, whatever that is for you. And then prepare those for the harvest. Whatever you need to do, take it. This time, let's take whatever that fruit is. It's going to taste good. It's sweet. It's juicy. You're going to take it and you're just going to take a big bite of that fruit. And it's going to drip down your mouth, fill all your senses with the sweetness. Your eyes are going to pop open. You're just going to be like, yes, this is so good. Treasure that moment, that feeling of you having produced your harvest. And then take the rest of that fruit off of that and put it into your basket. Your basket is overflowing with the goodness, with the greatness, with the things in your life. You can fill as many of those bushel baskets as you want. I'm going to give you a moment. You can find more seeds. You can look around your garden. You can spin, like in The Sound of Music, right? Just, wow, look at everything. And you can fill and fill and fill. And you can come back to this place anytime you need growth, when you need a reminder of who you are and what you're capable of. Come here. Plant your seed. See in your mind what has to happen to make it grow. Journal about it afterwards. There's probably some visions that you're having here, some things you hadn't thought of that connect all the pieces. And imagine that big basket of harvest. In fact, this week, I want you to find something in your house that gives you a sense of the harvest for you. It might be a rock that you have in your house. It might be a piece of fruit, a picture, something that reminds you that you can anchor in on of what the harvest means to you. And this month, I want you to be working on those things that bring you closest to having a harvest. So as you come out of your field, as you start to be present in this space, I want you to celebrate that you were able to come out of your harvest and to have great producing fruit. So happy you're here. Thankful for each of you. We're going to finish up this presentation with a reminder about, well, we'll ask a question first coming out of there. I do want you to spend a little bit of time journaling, but when we talk about growth, I don't want you to be worried that you're not going to grow enough or that it's too much effort or whatever. Tony Robbins makes a big point out of saying that we only need to make 2 millimeter shifts in our life to make the kind of change that we're looking for. Just a little tweak. Over time, that 2 millimeter shift will actually completely change the direction you're headed in. So what is the smallest step that you could take that would shift you? Maybe it's a habit pattern. Maybe it's some area of your life that you just know that if you did a little bit better, things would start to change in a positive way that you would be proud of. That's the 2 millimeter shift that you want to be focused on. So put that in the comments if you can think of just a small little thing that you could be doing. In your business, maybe it's making one more call a day. Maybe it's working one more hour. Maybe it's giving yourself time to work with that mentor. Whatever it is, that's a 2 millimeter shift that will change the trajectory. All right. I wanted you to remind you that we have the Fingo card going on in the month of April, and it's all focused around field. So this concept of growth in your business, your passion, or your career. And we're revealing the 5th line of our Fingo board right now. And this is part of our gathering process, right? We talked about some of the things that we're doing, but I really want you to focus on like your list of skills. Make sure that you have written down everything that you have been trained in, everything you just kind of naturally know how to do. Those are talents. So define those talents. But the things that you have specifically done before, make a list of those because that will help support your growth in self-confidence. And where you see that you might be lacking in a skill, that's what we want to be searching for. So what I see a lot today is advertising is saying you need this, and it's attractive and they're good at it. And that we do need that. But if you have already made your list of skills that you are wanting to grow, then it's easier when something pops up or when you're searching for something and it is giving you what you're looking for. You can be like, oh, yes, that's exactly what I need. That gives me the skills that are going to help me go further with my goals. Same thing with your talents. And I want you to imagine that list of skills is like our seeds. And the talents are like the leaves that grew. And then we want to energize our passions. Okay. And that's like watering our plant. That's checking in and celebrating the growth, right? So remember to add sunshine into your existence. Look for those positive moments, the gratitude, the little blossoms that happen in life, because those are signs that growth is happening. And then we want to find our sweet spot, okay? The sweet spot is the thing, that fruit that we pulled off of our imaginary vineyard or whatever we were growing out there, that fruit, okay? It's the results of the effort that you're putting in. When you are doing this process right, your sweet spot will be easier and easier to create because you'll know what you're looking for. You'll know how to take care of it. You'll know how to get there. And then part of this whole process is sharing the results of your efforts. When you have bushels and bushels of something, you have too much. And so you naturally are going to want to share it with others. You're going to want to give them what you have an excess of. I love KK, one of Tony Robbins' promoters. I don't know a better way to say it. She's like the Energizer Bunny. But one of the things that she says is, if you squeeze an orange, what do you get? You get orange juice, right? When you squeeze you, as in like under stress, under tension, when things are going not the way you planned in your life, what comes out of you? Is it goodness? Or is it bitter, angry, frustrated? What's naturally in you will come out when you're squeezed. So you want to be working on that ability to see everything as sweet, so that when you're squeezed, that's what oozes out of you. So sharing the results of your efforts will also be a way that you can grow in that area. All right. And Margaret is saying that she this morning was working in Dean Graciosi's Better Life Journal, and it reminded her to write 5 things that she's good at. Yes, we are on the right track for sure. All right. I'm just going to do a couple more things. I appreciate you guys. It's a little bit longer than 30 minutes today. I apologize. The homework, the finale of our day 3 is share your fingerboard progress in the group this month. So whenever you are able to cross off or knock off some of those things on your fingerboard, like just by being here these 3 days, you've got 3 boom, boom, boom on there, doing the VIP sessions, coming to the weekend workshop, you're going to be able to knock off quite a bit of those, writing your lists and so on. So share your progress. And then you are invited to the weekend workshop on this Saturday. It is at 10 a.m. Central, and you can see the times in the other zones there. As part of this whole process of developing our goals for April, working on this concept at the weekend workshop, you have access to the 3rd week check-in, which will be on Monday the 15th, right after our normal live. And you can come in and just kind of say, hey, are things going for this month and the work that you're doing on your goals? And then we will end the month on Monday, May 1st. Oops, you know what? That is not May 1st. Huh. I didn't realize we have another month where we're going to get the first of the month on a Monday. Wow. That's exciting. So what we are going to do, I think I may have a mess up on my calendar, but that's what we are going to do. The first Monday of that week, we are going to do our end of the month celebration. And this is when we just get together and we celebrate all that you have worked on and done. So please join us in those things. I love us moving together and doing those things. And lastly, I want to thank you for being here today. I actually have one more slide that I can't get to. So whatever that's about, I've lost there we go. No, there we go. So thank you so much for being here. I do see your greatness. I know you are meant for so much in this world, and I want to help you release that out into the world. So don't be shy. Reach out. Let us know how you're doing. Don't forget to put your comments into the feed for us. And if there were some insights that you had that you would like to share, please post that in our comments. And this is what I wanted to say is, what's an action you will be taking today as a result of listening to this video? I would love to know. All right, well, have a really blessed day, a great weekend, and we will see everybody soon, hopefully on Saturday. So put #weekend on there and we will get you access. You can put WW if you want, weekend workshop, and we will get you access to the Zoom and you can come on and ask some questions in person. All right, take care and have a really blessed day.